Sunday. It is June the 5th. It is 6:23 p.m. in the evening, relatively late. And on this Sunday, I would like to continue to at least attempt to do these joint videos, astral projection and the beyond body / reality shifting. Now, for those of you who have been with my channel for a while, you will notice that I am using the term reality shifting. And the reason that I'm using it is first and foremost out of respect for all of the visitors that have come from Amino. And for those of you who have come from that place, I just really, truly want to express my appreciation for you taking your precious time to sit and listen to these videos. I've been doing this since, it's been some years now that I've been doing it. I had my accident in 2015, and I believe I created this channel probably a couple years after that. Maybe not, maybe a year or two or so. I had been contemplating it anyway. For a very long time, I had this channel and I was talking about these experiences, and I didn't know if anyone would identify with it, honestly. I didn't see anything on the internet about it. I knew I was going through this. Of course, I had astral projected for most of my life, so that was something that was normal to me. But this business of doing the beyond body / shifting, it was something that was brand new for me, and something that I honestly did not know if people would be able to connect with it or not. So thank you so much for coming over to my channel. I really appreciate it. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and I'm kind of just going off my gut today, honestly. I wrote down some things that I wanted to talk about, but I'm going to kind of go off my gut a little bit. I really, truly wanted to talk first about this whole thing with calling things something like astral projection and, beyond body and reality shifting. It's something that I want to slowly begin to move away from. And for me, it's a part of, I think, trying to push the envelope to all this. It's interesting. I've often wondered why I have been given the access that I've been given with all this, especially with the shifting stuff, going to different realities and stuff. I was wondering why I was given this access. I mean, it's amazing. I am at my heart an explorer. That's what I am. I'm a traveler and explorer. One of the things I always like to say is that I'm neither a teacher or a guru, but I am a traveler. That is what I do. But was there a reason beyond just traveling that I was given this access? And I think it's really kind of coming to a head right now with me and with all the folks that have come over from Amino first and foremost, but also with the fact that when we label things, when we call something like, we call it this is astral projection and this is reality shifting, first, I think we are in a sense limiting ourselves. I mean, are we saying that, for example, reality shifting is, it's A, B, and C? So we're putting it in a box and we're saying that this is what it is. But do we know that this is it? Do we know that there isn't more to it? And by saying or thinking this, and the thought part is the most important, by having that frame of mind, are we limiting ourselves with what we can do? I'll give you an example of an experience that I had. I put I posted this, I'm sure I did. I'm not sure, with over 200 videos on here, I'm not sure where this particular post is. But it was a brief experience that I had that was absolutely amazing, where I was in what I can only think was space. It was dark. I didn't necessarily see any stars, but I believe I was pure consciousness at that moment, and I was just floating as pure consciousness. And at some point, I started moving toward what appeared to be a circle of stars. It was stars, and it was in a full circle. And I went through this circle, and as soon as I went through this circle, I started to go into reverse suddenly, just really fast. And as I went into reverse, the stars collapsed, and then I think became one big, huge ball of light. But I was still going in reverse. And at one point, I went through this sort of window. That's the only way I can describe it. And as I went through this window, I could see New York, or let's say a city that was similar to New York, perhaps another reality that was in that reality was New York. I could see yellow taxi cabs, and I could see Broadway lights and all these really bright things. And there was this beautiful, beautiful woman. I believe she was Latina, and she was kind of facing me. And as I went into this window, I became, I suppose, that version of myself. I was that version of myself in that moment. And I reached over and I very gently touched her face. And it was amazing. And I don't remember much after that, but so I went from pure consciousness to being, in this specific reality, and being able to reach over and touch this woman. Now, if I were to say to myself, this is what reality shifting is, it's this, I wonder if I would have been able to experience all those things of being in this space-like environment and traveling at the speeds I was traveling at, and being able to go into this window. I mean, this was, I guess, in my mind, much more. So what I'm suggesting to you, and what I'm asking you to do, even if you are going to continue to use these labels, is to open your mind. Open your mind. And, when stuff is happening, don't allow that to be the limit of what it is. Okay, I went into this particular reality, and I was interacting with these folks, with these people, and that's what I'm going to do on a consistent basis, and that's it. When you do that, you limit yourself. This is going to be what it is. But again, what if there is more? That is what I kind of want to put out there. Really, honestly, keep your mind open, no limits. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was this. Well, I wanted to talk about the idea of reaching the sweet spot, what I call the sweet spot. Some people call it sleep paralysis. I really don't like that term, sleep paralysis, to be honest, because if I had heard someone say sleep paralysis before I started astral projecting, I don't know if I would have astral projected. It sounds very scary to me. What happens to me when I come into that state, when I get into that middle state between being asleep and awake, what some folks call sleep paralysis, my mind takes over. And once my mind takes over, then I am able to either astral project, or I am able to beyond body / reality shift. Now, this is a concept that I don't think I've heard people discuss in either of the communities. But what I want to tell you now, and it's all of this, I want you to also know, I really want to be upfront about this. This is all just a theory, and this is a theory based on my experiences. But in this theory, what I'm suggesting to you is that if you can get to that middle place, if you can get to that point of being between being asleep and awake, what some people call the vibrational state, then you then have a choice. Okay? You have a choice. I've done this before. I've gotten to that point and actually astral projected by rolling out of my body, but I've also gotten to that point and shifted as well. This is a platform, guys. I really want you to listen to this. This is a platform. It's so much more. I know when I'm on the subreddit, I will read these posts where people say, well, I can get to the vibrational state, but I can't go beyond that. If you can get to the vibrational state, if you can get to that in-between point, then you are further along than most people. And at that point, what I'm suggesting to you, all of you, both people who astral project and shift, is that you have a choice. I especially want those that are shifters to listen to me, because I think there's been some separation between the communities. But why can't both communities come together and connect? Because we're trying to achieve, both are trying to achieve, their goals. But what I'm telling you is that if you can reach the platform, you can go either way. Now, I still don't think that I am even scratching the surface of this. And I've talked about this state as being a state where almost anything is possible, where you can communicate with those that have passed on and all kinds of things, probably things that I haven't experienced myself that are possible. There are so many things that are possible. And that point, that middle space excites me. It really does. Because again, I think I'm only scratching the surface of this. But what I want you to get from today, from this Sunday, both of you, both the astral projectors and the reality shifters, is number one, you should be working together. Okay, this should be a joint thing. This should be, you are in so many ways connected. If you can get away from the labels, that's wonderful. If you can stop thinking about it as this is this and that is that, and just say one experience or another experience, and that's it. And it's your choice. Once you get to that point, once you get to that middle space, it's your choice. You can astral project or you can shift. One of the two. So think about it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. And until next time, take care.